The feminine to me is divine, wild, dark and light, an alchemizer, a magician, a nymph, a fairy, a dancer, samba, salsa, waltz, flow, fluid, free. She is just simply being. Every time she evokes something from people and it attracts this energy. So sometimes it does require a level of energetic boundaries, of saying something different, of speaking so fucking clearly. The responsibility that comes with that, in my perspective, is speaking with care, speaking consciously, speaking from the heart, yes, but not always bearing it for all. Hello collective, it's Kai. Once again, disclaimer, my videos, all my videos, seriously, are just based on my own experience. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or what works best for you, so please use your discernment when you're consuming my content. The feminine divine rage is such a powerful emotion. And there's something about not projecting that outside of myself that makes it so important to me, because then I alchemize it. I alchemize it so that I can energize and become active. I feel like that was probably one of the biggest things that I learned, especially because I was such an angry child growing up. And being at home wasn't a safe environment for me to be. So therefore, gosh, sorry, it's not like signing me into my email. Give me a sec. Bruh, I forgot. Oh, jeez. What is my password? Really? Really? What? Okay, I'm just gonna leave that because obviously it's not meant to be. So, the feminine divine energy is patient. She is soft to me. She is allowing things to be, going with the flow, being flexible, adaptive, very much an evolutionary energy. I identify as the feminine entity and I align with the feminine energy. It doesn't mean to say that I don't tap into my masculine energy. I just feel like when I go so deeply into it, I become egotistical, competitive, prideful. And it's crazy because I've met so many wonderful masculine entities who have shown me that that is not how they embody their masculine energy. They teach me actually a lot about masculine energy because they identify as a masculine entity and align with the masculine energy. It doesn't say that they don't tap into their feminine energy. So I'm just making that clear because I'm not going to say that ridiculous saying, and I'm not even going to say it because it's so negative and it paints men to be a certain way, and I don't believe that we should just generalize a whole collective. That, even me saying that, I'm understanding my own perception and my own perspective of the feminine is something that I've healed, and so therefore I now view it in a more positive light. Hand in hand, balancing it out. Because truly, there are moments where I view the masculine to be extremely negative. So how do I redirect? I tune into myself and I heal those parts of me. Just to go back to that flow. Connecting all parts. The feminine, the yin energy is empathic. She is compassionate, allowing, embracive. She is also so strong, so much stronger than the silence could even fucking describe. So when I feel myself put me into situations where I experience pain as if I didn't know that it was going to hurt me, that's the thing. I'm a human and I quote unquote make mistakes. The thing is, I don't believe it to be a quote unquote mistake because of the fact that I feel like I had to keep learning. I had to learn something. Not attaching to the physical manifestation or physical representation or anything really in the physical dimensional experience, because it's not about that. It's the energy that is exchanged. It is the way that we honestly just influence each other. That is why we're all connected, because easily, if you environmentally encompass yourself in places that make you feel less than, insecure, doubtful, comparative, it's not personal. I promise you, it's not personal. That's where my own accountability comes in, because I realized, it wasn't them, it was me. I was choosing to be around certain people, for example, and it made me feel so shitty. Or not even made me. I started to make myself feel shitty. I started to literally continue to makeshift that reality, to adjust. That is why my space is so fucking important. I'm not here to connect with people as if you guys actually know me. You know what I mean? We all live our own lives. That's why Sonder is such a big word in the modern day, because of the fact that it's true. Our challenges might be different, but we are not the same. Because the way that you address those things are just as beautifully valid and powerful and so inspiring. I really, if only I could actually know. You know what I mean? It's like I'm still discovering so much about my own real experience. The way I wanted to say that was like, it's not, it's just, you know what? I'm gonna look that up. Because my I don't know why this thing is just so funny. Parasocial. Definition of parasocial. Because, I was talking to my brother about this. It's a one-sided relationship where a person develops a strong sense of connection, intimacy, or familiarity with someone they don't actually know. Like a celebrity or fictional character. That is one of the biggest things that I talk about in terms of like my past videos. Being put on a pedestal fucking sucks, because putting someone else on a pedestal, from what I've experienced at least, is when I literally feel like they're better than me and I don't deserve them, or I'm not worthy of them. And that's why there's such a big disconnect from my actual reality of experiencing me and knowing how deserving and worthy and how abundant it is to be with myself. And then when I do that towards another person, when I do that, right? So the human experience of that, I'm just being very authentic with you guys, because truly, sincerely, I wish to continue to do that. I wish to continue to share these things that I too struggle with, because I could go on about like, oh, like the best ways to manifest, or like the highest, like high value woman, or whatever the fuck. But it's like, it is a mindset, and we have to address the things that are literally just debris. All of the leftover debris that hasn't been addressed. That is where I would like to start. Because of the fact that I lived in a very traumatizing and volatile environment growing up. I don't want to forsake that part of my life because I only could have really known if I hadn't experienced that. You know? If I hadn't experienced that, I would have never truly known what it actually felt like. I'm not going to say those words because they're very strong, and we're not going to go there today, at least. Because I'm spectrosexual, so I fucking love women, bro. Like, I really fucking love women. There's just certain things that I notice where I'm like, I don't know why you be acting like you're not the shit, because that just blows my fucking mind. It just blows my fucking mind. Like, literally, I don't even want to computate that. Like, you know? And it's interesting because, like, I have been experiencing this literal concept, a parasocial relationship, where I literally feel like these people don't know me, but they act like they know me because they're so fond of me. And that's where I feel like I'm being put on a pedestal. It's not just a positive experience when you meet people that are aligned with your literal soul. It's because you experience the negative things in your life. It's through that I actually know there's something deep. And I don't say that to explain their own experience with me. I mean to explain my own experience. I'm a Leo rising and a Leo north node. So one of the biggest things is that, like, Leo risings are known to, like, draw attention to themselves even if they, like, don't necessarily wish for it or call upon it. And that's honestly what I like to say is why I feel like people have put me on a pedestal in the past. Because the moment that I start to lighten up, it's like I'm suddenly this being who's just like, and it's like, wow, I don't like that. Just being so fucking for real. I don't like that. Because I'm not just the light. I'm also the dark. And that's why I connect with the light and dark feminine aspects, because of the fact that I love both of them. It's just as important to connect with your masculine energy. Something was really bothering me about this person who said that, I mean, this was for her, right? So I obviously don't want to speak for her. But from what she's told me, it made me feel like being a woman was about asking the man to do everything. That's what it felt like, okay? Please don't take my fucking word for it. And if you end up saying it and you know who I'm talking about, so be it. But I was just like, ugh, God. No, sorry. Seriously, no. Watching my own father feel like he has to carry everything on his own. Nothing can truly be done alone. If you want to make great change, it can never truly be done alone. It does start with yourself. But that is not a responsibility meant to be a burden to carry alone. So when she was saying that, you know, explaining how, like, she wants this person to provide and, like, she wants to just stay at home and blah, 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 blah. I was just like, one, wow, I really just, like, don't want to fucking talk about that shit anymore. So I'm going to stop. I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about. Because it's like, that just showed me that I don't align with that. And I don't want to, I don't really know how to word it, because we could say that it's like, quote unquote, unconventional or not conservative or traditional or whatever the fuck. But, like, truly, we literally live in a reality where there's such thing as being spectrosexual. me even trying to say that spectrosexuality is something that I identify with, and it's just like, I have things that I want to do, you know? And I was writing this thing in my journal where, like, the feminine isn't performative. She was never performative. It's when I start to plug in to other people's perception of how they experience me, that's when it becomes this performance, a perspective of a performance, because they're only experiencing me for a present moment, not for my past, not for my future, but the present moment. So in other words, detachment is so important. Like, I've worked on it for a very long period of time because of the fact that I was very codependent in my last relationships. So it's like, that's one of the things. It's like, I feel like I learn through the things that I'm just so sick and tired of putting up with with myself. It's not a blame game. It's not saying like, oh, they did this, so therefore this. Yeah, of course, we're interacting. It's a connection. So we are, quote unquote, connected, right? So that's why, like, I was just like, wow, I just really don't align with that. And it's one of those things where I have to come to question myself and inquire, be like, am I willing to allow this person into my space despite our differences? And it's just such a core ass fucking value for me to honor my divine feminine in my own ways that I literally cannot stomach. I cannot stomach this person's ideology, I guess. So even with that being said, I'm actually gonna go ahead and leave the video at that because I'm still discovering things right now, and I really just need to spend time with myself to tap in and understand, you know? So thank you. Thank you for allowing me to speak and allowing me to share. Truly, your presence is a privilege and a pleasure. And I just wanted to send you guys some good juju, because thank you for being you. Thank you for being alive, truly. And I'm sending you guys so much love and support on your own spiritual journey. Bye, collective.